Hello AFDA students, welcome to our second video lesson. Today I'm going to try to not run over that 11 minutes, so I'm going to be talking maybe a little faster. Again, your notes are available hopefully on a slide that looks like that, or you can get your notes off of hopefully off of a Word document that might look like that. So let's go ahead and get started here today. Our lesson is a review of multi-step equations. We want to solve multi-step equations and show our work. Terms that we'll be working with: variable, term, opposite, equation, properties of equality, like terms, and the distributive property. Here's a real world problem for us. It says Madison wanted to buy 5 items at the Dollar Tree store. She forgot a calculator in room 205 at CHS. With tax, each item costs $1.05. What is their total cost? Now, don't use a calculator. Think about it. So yes, the answer is $5.25. But let me read your mind here for a second and see possibly how some of y'all may have solved this. You guys thought about that would be 5 times $1.05. But then your brain did something interesting. It did like 5 times $1 and then 5 times 5 cents. True or not true? So what that might look like is 5 times $1, and then the reason why I was able to do that, because $1 plus 5 cents is $1.05, and then your brain did 5 times $1 and then 5 times the 5 cents, and it came up with $5.25, and it added those together, and your brain gave me that answer just a second ago. So that is something called the distributive property. It's built in our brains. Try using it here. It says Destiny wanted to buy 5 tubs of yogurt at the Food Tiger. If each tub costs 48 cents before taxes, what is your total cost? Now, I'm going to ask you to do something different. I'm going to ask you to think about 48 cents, 3 times 48 cents, as 3 times 50 cents minus 2 cents. It's the same thing, right? 50 minus 2 is 48. So then if you use the distributive property, everybody knows what 3 times 50 cents is. That's $1.50. And everybody knows what 3 times 2 cents, that's 6 cents. And if you subtract 6 cents from $1.50, you came up with $1.44 if you did it in your head. So again, the distributive property is built in our head here. So that is the distributive property, and it allows you to create or eliminate parentheses. Let's check out some examples. More examples of this. Down here. If you are going to use the distributive property to eliminate parentheses here, you would do 3 times x. I like to draw these little arcs if I'm doing it by hand. I get 3x. 3 times 2 is 6. Everybody agree? Now, negative 2 times y is negative 2y. Be careful here. Negative 2 times that positive 5 is a negative or minus 10. Agree? Negative 5 times b is negative 5b. Negative 5 times a minus 4, a negative times a negative, if you will, is going to be a positive 20. And then last but not least, 2 times 3x is 6x. 2 times 10 is 20. Now, remember this from the other day. I'm going to abbreviate some of this. Read the equation and find the variable. Okay? Simplify. Get the variable on one side. You can type it all out if you want to. And undo using addition or subtraction. Then the last thing is undo using multiplication or division. Well, today we're going to expand this simplify section a little bit. And there's a couple ways you can simplify equations. You can clear fractions. You can put that all on one line if you want to. You can use the distributive property, which we just illustrated. Or you can do this combined like terms that we're going to talk about here in a moment. So let's quickly take a look at this. Let's go over here to the right side of your notes. And here's an equation right here that has parentheses in it. We might want to get rid of them by using the distributive property up here. So we're going to simplify the distributive property and then solve. So let's take a peek at it. We got 3 times 2x, which is 6x. 3 times a minus 1, which is a minus 3, all equal to 9. Everybody see that? Now, notice what it turned into. Turned into a two-step equation. We know what to do there, so we just go ahead and add 3 to both sides. Clean that up, we get 6x is equal to 12. Divide by 6, and we have x is equal to 2. Agree? Now, let's check it real quick. 2 times 2 is 4, minus 1 is 3. 3 times 3 is 9. So that guy checks out. Distribute again. Let's get rid of those parentheses. 2 times 8, 16. 2 times w is 2w. All equal to 22. Two-stepper again. Start here at that positive 16. Subtract 16 from both sides. We get 2w is equal to 6. Divide by 2. We have w is equal to 3. Check it. 8 plus 3 is 11. 2 times 11, that's 22. So w equals 3. Everybody good? That's simplifying using the distributive property. Now, let's look at example 3. Let's add or subtract these guys right here. So we have 6 plus 7. We all know that's 13. 4 minus 2 is 2. 2a plus 4a is 6a. And over here, it's got 3 plus x. We can't add, so no addition can take place there for that guy. We're going to talk about why we can't add these together right now. Now here, these are numerical terms. And what are terms? Terms are separated by a plus or minus sign. So they're separated by a plus or minus sign like all these are. These are numerical terms, and we've been adding or subtracting those forever. These guys right here are algebraic terms because they have that variable in there. So these are said to be like terms because they're the same variable with the same exponent. So like terms are going to have the same variable with the same exponent. We'll look at that here in the next example. So, let's see if we can combine like terms. Right here we have a 2a and a 3a. We can add those together. We're going to do our a's first and get 5a. And like we've done since, I don't know, first or second grade, we know what a positive 5 and a positive 2 make. They make a 7. Now these are not like terms, just like those aren't there. That's an a, and that's a numerical term over there. This guy right here, we got 5x plus 1x, which is 6x, and 8 minus 6, that's 2. Here we got some b's that are like, so we got 7b, and we're going to subtract off 5b, so that gives us 2b. And then we have a positive 4 and a negative 3. We combine those together, we're going to get a positive 1. Now, this one is a little tricky. It's got 6x plus x squared plus x plus 3x. Now, this x squared and this x squared right here, they're like terms. So there's 1 there and 3 x squares there. So that's a total of 4 x squares. And we actually have a 6x plus 1 more x. That makes a total of 7x. Now, these are not like terms. They're the same variable, but they don't have the same exponent. Let's continue. Two more examples to do here real quick. Now, let's simplify by combining like terms. So if we have 2x plus 3x, that's a total of 5x. And we have a minus 1 right there, all equal to 9. Notice that's a two-step equation, and we can almost solve those in our sleep now. We're really good at that, I think. So We get x is equal to 2 for that guy. Here we got a couple things to look at, a couple terms. We have a plus 1w and a plus 2w there. I like to do those variable-like terms first. And then I'm going to do my number second. I got an 8 and a minus 14. I think that's going to make a negative 6, all equal to 18. Again, two-step equation here. We'll add 6 to both sides. We get 3w is equal to 24. Divide by 3. We have w is equal to 8. Check those for me real quick and make sure those are okay. Thanks. Now, this guy right here, these are combo problems where, if you remember back over here at these steps, we're going to use two things. We're going to use B and C here to simplify this. So we're going to use distributive property first. We get 12x minus 2 minus 10x equals 22. Now we're going to go ahead and combine like terms. Notice we have a 12x and minus 10x. That gives us 2x minus 2 is equal to 22. Now notice we have a two-stepper right there, so we can add 2. So we get 2x is equal to 24, divide by 2, and we have x is equal to 12. Hopefully we did that one correctly. Now, little tricky one here. Stay with me, last problem. So pay attention to this guy, because this 2 right here is carrying that sign. So you can think about this guy as a negative 2 when you distribute. So we have an A, nothing going on with that. Now negative 2 times a positive 3 is going to be a negative 6A, plus negative 2 times 7, that's a negative 14, all equal to 11. Now, we can combine these guys. You got a negative 6A and a positive 1A. That's going to be a negative 5A. Plus a negative 14. You can just write minus 14 if you want to. So we'll add 14 to both sides, because we know this is a two-stepper right there, folks. So we got negative 5A is equal to 25. And negative 5 dividing on both sides gives us A is equal to negative 5. So hopefully check that for us, make sure we did those right. What you learned today was using the distributive property and combining like terms, which helps us with that simplify step. And now you're solving multi-step equations. Go ahead and grab your try problems.